Good morning, precious people. Here we are together. It's another fresh day. I'm so thankful for your irreplaceable light and the wisdom and experience that you bring into the world. Today is a gift filled with possibility. So let's open it with kindness and curiosity. And remember, we're all still growing and learning. So grab your nearest drink and let's check in. Num num num. I love this cup. I've shown it to you before, but it says, "Stop me before I volunteer again." Where I volunteer now, it's convoluted a little. Where I volunteer, they put me in charge of this community meeting. And by in charge, I mean, it was really complicated. I was sending out meeting minutes through my email, then they're so bland. I don't do like designing or making it look nice, but the lady in our office is the communications coordinator, so she'll design something. I'll give her all the information. She'll design it, send it out. And then I check in people for the meeting. I send out the meeting invite, the calendar invites. I set up the meeting to set the agenda for the meeting. And then I print out the agenda. I remind the director, hey, this is what we're talking about. I try to have it on a sticky note or something, what we're supposed to be doing. So in my mind, I'm like, this is my meeting that I'm running now. Even though it's not. I just the cogs in the wheel behind the meeting, and then it's a bunch of community nonprofits who get together and solve problems. It's really an amazing. I love watching it every month. I get to see needs met in the community, but it's not through me. I'm not meeting the needs in the community. I'm just, in my mind, it feels like I'm running the meetings, but I know I'm not, is the thing. So I was going to say all that too. In the meeting, some people's biggest needs to be met was like they need volunteers. So we're setting up this huge volunteer fair, and that community, the communications lady, she made a flyer, and it has my email address on it, and this is going all throughout the city. This is going to be posted on, I believe, the Chamber of Commerce's website. I believe they might host it somewhere on the city's website too. So when I'm just a little, I think the cup reminded me, remind me not to volunteer for another thing. Because this little thing that I said I would just do meeting minutes and send emails turns into, now I'm planning each meeting, setting the agenda, helping set the agenda. We coordinate on that. But I set up the meeting to set up the agenda for the meeting. And then now this volunteer fair, my email's out there everywhere. So I'm a little nervous. I'm expecting the next few weeks to be a little busy in my email box. I'm hoping with any luck I'll be busy. So this is my son. He woke up. Let's see. Oh, let's do our breath. I feel like I need that breath because just all that stuff in my head right now. I felt a little excitement in my body even. Okay, let's go ahead and take our breath. Deep breath in. Yeah, I do feel that. Just what was going on in my head, it manifested in my body. I can really feel it. I don't know if you guys can be so in tune with your body where you're like, ooh, I think like my blood pressure's raised a little, like I feel this excitement inside. So that might be cortisol, like something's going on. Just me talking about all that got me kind of, but everything's okay. Everything will be okay. Got my brain juice here. Okay, what we're going to talk about, what we've been talking about all week is ways, like true actionable ways you can have self-care. So, I love the idea of like giving yourself a bubble bath or, even a hot cup of tea, making that an experience that's a form of self-care. But I wanted things that could improve your life, improve your mind, your body, like a true self-care. So that's what I've been trying to talk about all week long because I need it. The thing is, everything that I research and I want to talk about is something that I'm interested in, that I see I need in my life. So today I'm going to talk about feeding your mind as being a form of self-care. There's this thing that we all do, and it's, well, maybe not everyone does it. I've just fallen into this trap of just scrolling on my phone. And then when I realize, I've just got too much of it, I shut the app down and put my phone down and try to do something else. But then I don't know how it calls back to me, and I'll pick up my phone, open the app again, and start scrolling again. And I really need to stop that because that's not relaxation. That's my research today has shown that is not a restorative activity. So, in our high-speed world, we often confuse rest with distraction. We think an hour of scrolling through social media or mindlessly watching TV is recharging. But we wake up the next morning just feeling just as depleted. Last night when we got home from church, I had told my son, I said, I just finished, I got to the last season of Downton Abbey. I just finished watching the whole season. He said, yay! And I thought, I laughed so hard, and I thought, I don't even know what response I expected from you, like congratulations or something, because it almost felt like a job. I was watching it every chance I sat down and I didn't have something to do handy, a project or something I wanted to work on, and so I'd turn it on and I'd just be watching it. And sometimes I get on my phone and scroll, and I miss like half an episode. What? I have to go back and start it again. So it almost felt like it became a chore. And it wasn't relaxing. It wasn't making me feel any better. So anyway, so that's just an example of what might be happening in your life too when you sit down on the couch and you want to just watch something to relax. Then you get on your phone and scroll. It's not restorative. It just isn't. So, are you resting or just leaking energy? Today, I'm going to break down the science of what true restoration is and kind of why your hobbies might be the most important part of your self-care routine. Let's get a little bit of my other drink. Drink number 3 is just water. Or maybe that's number 1. 1, 2, 3. This is number 3. This is my third drink I made today. So far this week, we cleaned our filters, set our phone on minimal notifications. We hydrated our body. We talked about rest, hydration, and sleep, hydration, and something else on Tuesday. We set our boundaries. That was the saying no yesterday. Saying no is self-care. But have you ever taken a day off of work just to feel more exhausted the next day? That's because most of us have forgotten how to rest. We confuse passive rest, which is just stopping your work, with active restoration, or restoration, sorry. Doing things that actually put fuel back in your tank. Today we're looking at your restoration ritual and try to find time to what makes you feel alive again. Before I go on, I want to think about that. What makes me feel alive? I like fun. I love things that are fun. I do love spending time with other people. Yeah. So think about what makes you feel alive. Being with my family. I love being with my family. In fact, I went out with my son and my daughter a couple weeks ago. We had lunch all together. And then we went out as a family, the four of us, my husband and my two kids. My son-in-law was working, so he couldn't come that day. But just having the four of us in the car, stop. I'm gonna cry. I said, this day is like heaven to me. Oh my goodness, you guys. I don't know what to say. It just, I can't even remember. We were probably just eating or something, but just having my family all together, it's such a treat. So anyway, find what brings you alive. When do you feel your most bright? That light inside of you just burns bright, and at these certain times when things are happening, find those things. Sorry. Well, we have more free time now than any previous generation. We have less subjective well-being. It's at an all-time low. In fact, our leisure has become commodified. We spend our rest time being users of platforms instead of being creators of our own joy. But there's a growing movement of slow living, people returning to gardening, writing, bird watching, things like that, physical crafts. So they've realized that these things are restorative, more than scrolling or couch surfing. Science also tells us that when we engage in active rest, like a hobby that requires some level of skill, we enter a flow state. This is the coolest thing I read, you guys. This is brain science now. So it isn't just fun. When I was just talking about what brings my light up, fun, it actually resets what's called your default mode network, DMN, and that is something in your brain. It's a part of your brain responsible for rumination or worry loops. When you're rethinking something, that's called your default mode network. When you're in your flow state, doing your craft, your creativity projects, your brain stops self-referencing and starts problem solving. So this is an ultimate circuit breaker for stress. So it breaks that loop. Sorry. Did you hear my cats? They're playing around. So when you're in that passive rest state, when you're scrolling, that DMN is active, meaning that you're also worrying while you're resting. So active restoration, those active resting periods, that shuts the worry down. I do want to bring in some scriptures too. Psalm 23, 2 and 3 says, "He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul." So notice the order in this. First, it's the stillness, then the environment, and then you can actually have that restoration. Restoration is a deliberate act of seeking out still waters, the places where the noise of the world stops, so you can hear that special light inside of you, the Lord's, what He put inside of you. And then in Isaiah 40:31, we're told again that those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. So there's this waiting, this kitty, this waiting, this, let me move you so you can see Kitty. That is when, Kitty, stop it. Don't be grumpy. That's when you can really feel the restoring of your soul. God is so good. The renewing of your strength and the restoration. I love those two verses. And it's not like demanding, stomping around, demanding your restoration or whatnot. Kitty, be sweet. I hear you growling. So, ultimately, self-care is the personal responsibility. Hey, to know yourself well enough to know what fills you up. If you don't schedule restoration, the world will schedule your exhaustion. So you owe it to your spouse, your children, and your community to be a full tank leader. Keep your own tank full so you can help other people. So the homework today for you and me is to identify one activity that makes you lose track of time. Something that isn't work related, and do it for 30 minutes today. I already know my activity. My activity is coloring. I actually do love coloring books. Why are you being that way? Why are you being like that, buddy? So, let me put you back over here, little goofball. He's just talking to the other cat. Oh, goodness. Got some cat hair here. So anyway, find something that you can lose track of time with today. And I know, like I said, coloring books. I love coloring books. I do. I don't have a whole bunch of them. I have maybe 3. One of them is a more manly coloring book, so my husband can color with me. So, 3 things you can look at today to see if you can find that thing to do to really actively restore your mental flow state instead of getting caught in that DMN loop, that worry loop, the rumination. Break out of that, because the scrolling is not helping it. The sitting on the couch watching Downton Abbey doesn't help that. So 3 things here. The first one, which is really good, you should do this before step number 2. It's called the Flow Research Collective. This site offers free resources and articles on the science of flow states, how to identify high flow activities and provide those activities that provide the most restoration for your specific personality type. I tell you what, things that restore me don't restore the next person. The coloring books, the cleaning, organizing, those things really get me feel restored. How can you say that? And then let's see. Do that one first, because this next one might not be for introverts. It's called meetup.com. It is a way to connect to your it's getting the microphone. It's a way to get out into the community in a low stakes way, especially if it's something like a gardening club. He's so irritated. Do you see this tail? This tail's just flicking. I'm not doing anything, buddy. I'm just talking. I'm sorry. Sorry, you're so bugged. So bird watching clubs, go work in a community garden. That's if you are restored by being around other people. A lot of people don't get that their cup filled being in a group. They do need to be by themselves. The last one's called Skillshare. This one I never heard of before. And it says that Skillshare has a creativity series. Sometimes we need a nudge to start a new hobby. You guys, I just planted some little basil seeds in a pot. I bought it from Kohl's, a little pot that already has soil in it. I'm growing basil. Never in my life have I grown anything. If you go to this website and it tells you how to get involved in things like gardening, photography, cooking, sketching, it has little short classes that are designed to get you out of your work brain and into your play brain. Cool. That's 3 sources that you can go to online. Meetup.com. I suggest finding Facebook groups personally that are in your community. That's how I've gotten out. And through your church, your local church, there's ladies groups, there's play date groups, homeschool cooperatives. There's a lot of things you can go through your church for. And also Facebook. Find some Facebook groups or this meetup.com. I did that once to find a homeschool group in Denver. That was great. I have some lifelong friendships from that. Let's see. Yeah, the Flow Research Collective, that I'm going to check out today. See what my personality says fills my cup, or what fills my cup according to my personality. Anyway, just more things for you to self-care, deep self-care, not just getting a new face lotion feels like self-care. And it could be, but this is like deep restorative, cleaning out your mind, that worry loop that's in everyone's mind. Shut that down and have fun and creativity in your day. Do it for 30 minutes today. Commit to that. Find something that you can lose track of time and do it for 30 minutes today. So please comment if you have any ideas for me, something that maybe I'd be interested in. And if anything sparked a thought and you want more content like this, go ahead and hit the little thumbs up sign, follow, like subscribe or whatever the button is called. I'm not sure. So, excuse me. Every single day is a chance to grow and learn and become more of the wonderful person you are. The world is better with your light in it. So, thanks for sharing time with me. I'll be here again tomorrow with more coffee and conversation and tips and hints. Tips and hints? I thought I said hints and tips. Wait, hips and tints. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. Go out there and have fun, okay? I'll see you later. You're the Lord's precious ones. Bye.